Hey there, students. I've had some questions about timing on the AP exam. Okay, the most recent question is from Kimberly Taylor. Some people have asked some similar questions, but hers in particular was for the written part, is the time divided with a certain amount of time for the DBQ and a certain amount of time for the FRQ, or are they all together and time management is the student's choice? Thanks, Kim. Okay, Kim, and anybody else who's wondering, short answer is time management on the writing section is up to you. So you've got a certain amount of time. You're going to have 2 hours and 10 minutes to write all 3 of those essays. So let me go ahead and explain to you some details about how the exam works. Okay, I've gotten other questions about the testing environment, that sort of thing. So I'm going to try to answer all of these at once. So let's go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so first of all, you are going to have your multiple choice section. I've got a little live audience here. Y'all wave, live audience. Okay. Yeah, this is live. Now, people will be watching it later. But anyway, first of all, oh, they didn't see that because the camera's not on that, but y'all can wave again later. Okay, so first of all, we have the multiple choice section, and that's going to be 80 questions that you'll have to answer in 55 minutes. Now, that gives you about 42 seconds per question. Brighton and anybody else who likes the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's actually 41.25 seconds, but I figure I'd round up to 42 to pay homage to some of you folks. So 42 seconds per question, which doesn't give you a lot of time to mess around. I'll make a totally separate video about multiple choice strategies, but keep in mind that you don't have time to contemplate and meditate over these questions. And once you finish, then you can't really move on to any other section. So the multiple choice section will go on for 55 minutes, and then after that you will have a slight 5 to 10 minute break between the multiple choice and usually about 10 minutes. Okay, I've never taken an AP exam, but some of these students have. So usually about a 10-minute break before the writing section. Now, when you get the writing booklet, you're going to have 2 hours and 10 minutes to do the whole thing. Now, that starts off with a 15-minute reading period. This 15-minute reading period is so that you can go through and mark up your book. You're pretty much going to be spending this time setting up your DBQ and taking a quick look at the FRQs. I would go ahead and at this point at least decide what FRQs you're going to write and then focus on the DBQ. The FRQs are a choice of 3 and a choice of 3, so you need to pick out either your best one or the least of the 3 evils. Now, what AP recommends is after that 15-minute reading period, AP recommends that you spend 45 minutes on the DBQ. That counts for 45% of your writing score. That's an hour total for the DBQ. Then they recommend 35 minutes apiece for FRQ1 and FRQ2. Now, FRQs 1 and 2 each make up 27.5% of your writing score, which collectively makes up half the test. So 27.5, 27.5. Now, you see here where the big money should really be on the DBQ because that's 45%. And even if you don't know content, if you know the system, then you should be able to do okay. Now, this is my recommendation. You've seen AP's recommendation. I would recommend spending a little more time on the DBQ. I usually tell my students spend total about an hour 10. So spend 15 minutes and then spend 55 more minutes. It's just with the DBQ counting for 45% of your total writing score, it's just really good to have that one in the bag. If you can get a 7 on the DBQ, then you can really make like 3s on the FRQs and still be on your way to passing, assuming that you did halfway decent on the multiple choice. So I'd recommend 55 minutes on the DBQ and 30 minutes apiece on each FRQ.